Welcome to Disturbing Books for Disturbed Readers, your new favorite way to find the most twisted, depraved, and gruesome reads. Each episode features a to-the-point, spoiler-free review of one of my top picks. If you find that we have similar tastes, then come along. Let's find a new story
to give you nightmares.
Hello and welcome back. Today's recommendation is Todd Kiesling's Scanlines. In 1987, Congressman Benjamin Hardy III died by suicide on live television amidst accusations of political corruption. Years later, rumors of a recording surfaced among VHS trading groups and urban legend chat rooms, dubbed the Duncan tape, after the deceased cameraman who attempted to sell the video. The rumors allege that anyone who watches the tape is driven to suicide, or so the story goes. In truth, no one has ever seen the supposed Duncan tape, presumably because it doesn't exist. It's a ghost story perpetuated on the forums and chat rooms of the internet. Another handful of bytes spattered across the information superhighway at blistering 56K modem speeds. For Robbie and his friends, an urban legend is the last thing on their minds when a boring Friday night presents a chance to download porn. But the short clip they watch turns out to be something far more graphic and disturbing. And in the coming days, they'll learn even the most outlandish urban legends possess a shred of truth. This is a found footage novella at just 83 pages. It's told as journal entries from the main character. This allows it to very smoothly jump from past to present, and I think Todd does this in a very smart way where each time it does it, instead of being annoyed or feeling interrupted, you're just excited to learn more about what's happening. While this book is very dark, it is, to me, less disturbing than most of my other recommendations. It's more psychological, more emotional, but at the same time, I didn't find myself getting incredibly attached to the characters. It's not gory or anything like that. But when I finished reading it, I could not stop thinking about it and talking about it. And I think that's mostly because as someone who grew up around this era, it really resonated with me. So millennials who grew up kind of on the internet's Wild West, I think this will really connect to you. From the description, you can probably tell that it's based around the Bud Dwyer tape, which, if you're in the group that I just mentioned, I'm sure you're familiar with and you've most likely seen that already. There's a great foreword from the publisher about this and his experience with it growing up. And then there's an author's note as well talking about how the story came to be, what from his life shaped it. And to someone who grew up in a similar way, had similar experiences, I think both of those really encapsulate it well. So if you are one of those people, if you were on the internet in the 90s, even the early 2000s, seeing things that you shouldn't have, that you wish you didn't, things that should never have been on the internet, I think this is a fun take on it. Like I said, it's dark, but more than that, it's almost a bit of a nostalgia trip. And it's 83 pages. Give it a shot. I mean, what do you have to lose? I think it's a lot of fun, though. If you're looking for the most disturbing thing in the world, the most shocking thing in the world, this is not it. But like I said, there's probably something that you can relate to if you're similar to me, and I would really recommend it. Now, since that recommendation is a bit less disturbing and pretty short, I'm going to throw in a little bonus recommendation for this episode of Mukbang Princess by Rain Havoc. This one does not have much of a description. It comes in at a whopping 10 pages. It is obviously a short story, but, and I mean this in the kindest way possible, it is barely a story. This essentially only exists to shock you. There is no substance. There is no story. The characters are irrelevant. But that's not the point. This is almost like walking into a random room in a haunted house. You walk in, you go, that was scary, and then you leave. And that's kind of it. Just read it. If you need a palate de-cleanser, this is for you. Maybe you just read something like Scanlines or a different story that didn't quite scratch that itch of disgusting and disturbing. This will. And if it doesn't, I don't know what to tell you. It's about two young girls who are looking to make money and are considering making mukbang videos as a means to do so. So in their research, they come across potentially the most disturbing mukbang video ever put on the internet. And that is essentially what the story is. It's the contents of that video. It becomes pretty clear what it's leading to, but that did not stop it from completely nauseating me. If you make it to the end of this one and feel okay, I'm just not sure anything is going to move you anymore. But if you're one of those people that really has to be attached to characters for it to matter, this might not do it for you, because this is, like I said, just essentially a random, ultra shocking scene. This is only available on godless.com for purchase, the price of which is 50 cents. That being said, it is certainly worth the 50 cents. Seriously, even if you're just curious, just go buy it, pay the 50 cents, read it. If you hate it, oh well. And if you don't, that might be even worse. But anyway, there's two recommendations for you. One a little bit lighter, one completely vomit-inducing. If you like either one, if you've read either one, let me know what you think. As always, links will be in the show notes or the description, and I'll see you next time.